Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Just a few quick points before I get started. I was with you at my daughter's school on the 28th, and miraculously there were five campus yard duties supervisors. And since then, there's been two, maximum at 3. So that was just that day. Thank you for saying that you've been working on bullying since you got started, and for admitting that it's gotten worse since you've been a superintendent. I'm a parent of a child in this district, and if I can have it my way, she will not be in this district next year. I'm not here to speak for all the good that goes on in your district because it's too far and in between to see it, but I know it's there. I'm not blind. I'm here to remind you all of your sworn oath to do what you were elected to do. This district is a joke, and it starts with the superintendent, the school board members, and right on down to the school staff. I asked you last meeting what fresh ideas you have regarding the problem that's going on in your schools. Do you have any yet? Let's take it off the national stage, because we all know it's a national problem. That's just pawning it off on the USA, okay? These are your schools, not Obama's, not Chicago's, not New York's, not the national schools. This is your school. So let's stand up and do something for your school and stop putting it off and saying how it's a national problem, because we know that. It's been a month since my daughter spoke to you the last time, and I've yet to see any results. Here's an idea. Suspend them. Suspend them. Is that so far-fetched? Is that such a wrong idea that you let these boys run around free without suspending them? Suspend them. It's easy. It's simple. You have the power to change legislation, to write some kind of bill, to stand up for these kids, but you don't do it. You sit back in your comfortable chairs and you say, oh, we're working on everything we can do. It's a national problem. Suspend them. It's quite obvious I'm wasting my time at this meeting with you. And the only reason my family and I are here tonight is because we know you're hoping that we'll give up and move on. It's no secret that you have serious problems. It's no secret. You've had them for a long time. You can drag all your sad stories up here and tell how caring you are, and you show up at people's house to make sure they're okay, and that's real convenient. But you expect me to believe that your circus is anything more than a big waste of time? You say you want to know the dirty, right? Why don't you ask some of your board members, because one of their grandsons was bullying people last year. Yeah. Is that why nothing gets done? To hold these bullies accountable? Is that why? Because they're your kids? Because they're your colleagues' kids? Your friends' kids? What about my child? Let me tell you why nothing's being done, because you're all full of crap, that's why. You refuse to hold these kids accountable because you'll lose money, and that's all you're concerned about. How can we keep the money coming in? How can we pass these bond measures? How can we keep kids in the seats? And your first answer is not to suspend them. That's how you keep your money in the seats. If you suspend a kid, you don't get paid. If you have a high level of suspensions, you don't get paid. I've done my research, and if you admit to having a crappy school, then nobody sends their kids there, and you guess what? You don't get paid. And what happens? None of you have these fake jobs you pretend to do but still get paid for. I've seen some of your YouTube videos, and it's sad how you let that kid fall through the cracks. I'm not going to let my kid fall through the cracks. So if I were you, I'd be more concerned with some fed-up parent coming in here and holding you guys accountable like these meetings for your lack of competence. Are you that comfortable in your position that you can't give it up? Just give it up. Just give it up. Stand up for these kids or fall by the wayside like they are. I'm tired of hearing the same rhetoric that I've heard over and over and over from all of you. After 2 years, I finally met with the father of the boys that were bullying my daughter. He told us in front of our school principal, the superintendent, and several district officials that he has had multiple meetings with the district since my family made the district aware of his son's actions, but he was never informed that there was any problems other than his boy's academic performance. So basically, I made the district fully aware of the bully's actions against my child, and they didn't even bother to tell the boy's father. Hey, Stuart, you wasted my time meeting with you. You told us that you were a concerned parent. You told my child that you would get back to her. It's been a month and a half since I met with you. A month and a half. Where's your follow-up? So obviously you have no problem looking into the eyes of a victimized child and lying straight to her face. It's a joke. President Wilson, when we met with the bully's father, one of your suggestions was to offer to introduce these criminal children to CC Sabathia. Really, what a slap in the face. So is that your place to reward kids who victimize other kids? Is that the message you pride yourself on sending to these kids that are not far from being rapists and murderers? Not too long ago, a 14-year-old boy carjacked, kidnapped, seriously beat, and left for dead in a ditch off the side of the freeway, an older woman. He was a student in your school district. Are you going to wait till that woman is you, or your sister, or your mother, or your grandmother? Of course you'll wait. Because that's what it's going to take for you to do something. I don't need any comments.
I'm going to give some. Yes, the father of these young men is in a wheelchair. And yes, I offered, as I do any young person who is interested in sports and you want to try and reach them to change their behavior. And you offer them the opportunity to speak to somebody who has been successful, who is an athlete. I also offered, which you failed to tell, your daughter you stated that your daughter was interested in cheerleading. I told you that I could have new young youth cheerleading groups, and I offered to connect you to the cheerleading groups, which I did. And I believe your daughter attended a cheerleading camp as a result. Did she not?
Yes, ma'am, she did.
Okay. And I thought I received an email that they were performing, and that your wife seemed very excited about that.
I'm not here to talk about
I do not
cheerleading camp
against children. I'm here to help all children in the district.
What help does my daughter receive?
I also.
So what help or what offer has been made to mine? Nothing.
Maybe she can meet CC Sabathia.
Well, we know CC and
Or no, the bully can meet CC Sabathia.
Yeah, probably.
Can we let people talk without being
I
interrupted?
allowed both of you to
You
speak.
don't have a child who was bullied.
And I assumed the reference to a grandchild bully in the district would be my grandchild. And I plan to fully pursue that allegation because I'm the only one here with grandchildren. I plan to fully pursue it, including legal action, because that is a very personal attack on my grandchildren. And I definitely am going to pursue the allegation. And I expect it to be fully supported when I pursue it. Harriet Morgan.